Hi, I'm Josie, and this is Aubrey. So she has this little banding on her forehead because this little girl scratched herself. What are you doing? Okay, anyways, today I'm going to talk about story time, how I had her, how she came to be this little cute little human being. Oops, got a little lipstick on you. So, let's continue on to the story. All began March 7th, 2019. That day had been just an average day, running errands. I remember going to the library and then coming back home late and at 8-ish. And I remember just shaking, uncontrollably. I couldn't stop. I was like, and I just started feeling this sharp pain, and I was just like, what the heck is going on? And my boyfriend was like, do I need to take you to the hospital? And I'm just in my head, I'm like, okay, am I really going in labor, or is my mind and body playing tricks on me? Because this had happened 3 times before. I'm not even joking. I had to go to the hospital because I thought that I was going to be in labor. And it's just my mind and body playing tricks on me. But it just started getting worse, and he's like, okay, well, since you don't want to go to the hospital, why don't we call the doctors? Okay, so I call the hospital, and I explain to them what's going on, and then they're like, well, have you drink enough water? It's like, yeah, 3 to 4 glasses, and they're like, oh, that's not enough, you need to drink more. Maybe that's the cause. And they're like, if it gets worse, she's okay. They're like, if it gets worse, then, come in or give us another call. And I was like, okay. She also suggested to go take a shower, so I did that. And I just could not stop shaking. I'm in the shower, I'm in the shower, and I just, Bubby. I started drinking more water, hoping that would, help. And no, it didn't help at all. I stayed up until 2 in the morning because the pain was pretty bad. But I ended up falling asleep, and I woke up, and I was like, oh snap, ugh. I'm thinking in my head, okay, maybe I need to tell my boyfriend because this pain is getting worse. And it was every 8 minutes that this pain would keep hitting me. And I got up and I was like, okay, let me take a sip of water and breathe. Maybe that'll help. Take a sip of water, and what do? Blech. All over the fucking floor. Excuse my language. All over the floor. And my boyfriend, he was sleeping, and he heard me throw up, and he jumped up, and he was like, we're going to the hospital. So we end up going to the hospital, and I'm thinking in my head, okay, this probably just, falls is not actually happening, can't be happening, because I wasn't supposed to have my daughter. Her due date was the end of April, and it was the beginning of freaking March. So I was like, no, not gonna have my daughter. I don't want to have her. Well, it's not that I didn't want to have her, it's just I wanted her to be healthy and be born right on time, to be fully developed. And okay, I wanted to be fully developed and healthy. And so we end up going to the doctors, and she's going to check everything, and as soon as she goes to check something, my water breaks. I'm just sitting there I'm kind of thinking, did I pee my pants, or that's embarrassing, And she's like, oh, your water broke. I was like, what's that mean? I knew what it meant, but I don't know. I didn't want to believe it. And she was kind of like, yeah, your water broke. It's like, okay. And she said that I was 40, or not 40, what the heck? I was 4 centimeters dilated. So I was like, oh shit. That was crazy. But so they had to check the baby, do an ultrasound, because before she was breached, meaning usually the baby's head's supposed to be down, but she was turned upside down. So her feet were down and her head was up. And so the doctor was like, okay, she's breached, and you're gonna have her in 2 hours, but you're having a C-section. I was kind of like, you said what now? She's like, yeah, you're having a C-section. I was like, I couldn't believe the words coming out of her mouth because I was like fully prepared to have, to push, have her vaginally, but I guess it was God's plan for me to have her C-section, for me to have my daughter early. So I'm like freaking out because I'm gonna, see my daughter in 2 hours. I'm like, oh, fuck, I have to call my dad, I gotta call my sister, I gotta call my aunts, I gotta call everyone. So I call my dad up, and the crazy thing is, I was like, wait, what's today's date? And it was March 8th, right? That's my little brother's birthday, and that's my best friend's birthday. So I'm kind of tripping, and I'm like, what the? Okay. So I call everyone up, and they're like, no way. What? And I call my sister, and my sister's all the way in Portland. She's my older sister and my best friend. I call her up, and I'm like, I'm gonna have my baby today, and I just could not stop crying. And she's like, it's okay, like, calm down. And then she starts crying with me, so we're both emotional because everyone wants their best friend to be at their freaking their best friend, that their sister, on their special day, And so time comes to give birth, and everything goes great. They cut me open, get her out. She weighed about 5 pounds. She was pretty long.
How'd she look when she was first born?
She was like, I'll get back to you guys on that part, but she was long, and she was tiny though. And the worst part about having a C-section and her being premature was that I didn't really get to do skin to skin with her. So that was like the worst part, because I was really looking forward to that. I didn't get to do that, and I remember being so emotional because like the only time I got to see my daughter when I first like had her was when they put her by my head as they're like sewing me up, and I just like I didn't really get to enjoy it because like when they're doing that you kind of feel sick, and it just made me really sad. They end up taking her away, and when you're like premature you have to be in the hospital long.
They had her hooked up to this machine the whole time she was there.
Longer, but she had to be a little longer. She had to be in there for 2 weeks because this girl had episodes, and that was really sad. Like, I'm not gonna cry, but that was really sad. So basically the episodes that she would have is that she couldn't breathe on her own, right? And so they wouldn't let her leave the hospital unless she could go 5 days like breathing on her own. And so she stayed in the hospital 2 weeks after that. We went to visit her every day. She's so big, smart, and beautiful. And we took her to the doctors a couple months ago, and they told us usually babies that are premature, they like are fully grown at the age of 2, like they catch up to like 2-year-olds, and they're but Aubrey's like fully caught up, and that's crazy to me because at the time she was only like 5 months. So this baby's gonna be big. I'm only 5'2", and she's probably gonna be like 5'6". Her dad's really tall. But yeah, I'm so young, but I'm blessed to have a daughter that's breathtaking. She's so smart, amazing, talented already. Like, she trips me out. She's her father's mini-me. Yeah, well, if you guys are watching, please subscribe and like, and hope to see you guys soon.